Good morning, happy Monday. How are you all in the start of this amazing new week? Today, the topic I want to talk about is your inner child versus your inner critic. We've all got a little child inside of us, a little Jane, a little whatever you are, whatever your name is. There is always that child inside us, and that child is wanting to be heard, and it's wanting to be respected, and it's wanting to come out, and it's wanting to be nurtured. And if you're anything like me, your child was shut away, it was banished, and it was forever changed at a very early age, and then it was neglected. And I want to just talk about that this week and some of the ways that we can get back in touch with our inner child and heal that little person that is inside of you. So that's what the video is going to be about this week. And before we start on all of that, if you're here for the first time, hello, I am so glad you found me. My name's Jane and I talk about all things mindset with a little bit of spirituality in there too, because I heavily into that side of my life and being awakened and actually believing that I have a path to live in this life and that I can live it in the best way possible, or I can allow myself to get caught up in the world and feel like crap pretty much the entire time. And I do not want that, because I believe that we are all here on this earth right now having this human experience to live our best possible lives, and that's what I want for you. And so that's what I try and teach, and that's the message I try and get across. If you've come back for more, hello, welcome, happy, I'm glad you're back again. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, because that just helps me to grow and to spread the word a little bit more. So, right, your inner child. That's what this video is all about this week. We all have, as I said in the beginning, we all have this little tiny person inside of us who has been shut out and damaged and forgotten about and ignored, and ignoring things, actually ignoring children, ignoring your feelings is actually worse than getting angry with them and showing them, at least some awareness, but most of the time we're not. And we all throughout our lives have forgotten the child inside of us, the child that wants love, the child that wants nurture, the child that just wants to be heard. And instead we've allowed our inner child to put down its toys of happiness and joy and love, and allowed it to pick up these toys that it doesn't want. And I call them our sharp-edged toys. And the sharp-edged toys in my life, and I think in probably a lot of people's lives, and I've written them down, are things like guilt. We've all picked up this sharp-edged toy of feeling guilty, of being guilty, of criticism of not just ourselves but other people. Self-criticism and criticism of others is a sharp-edged toy that we have learned to pick up throughout our lifetime and to run with and to play with and to go with. Procrastination is another one of mine. I do that all the time. I procrastinate over whether I'm doing the right thing, whether I should be doing something else. Overthinking is a massive sharp-edged toy that I picked up in my life. Trying to be perfect and being okay with not being perfect is another one. Like even me just sitting here now in front of this camera and pressing play on this video, I spend an awful lot of time in the background, or would have done before I began this work, thinking, oh my God, what if I get it wrong? What if I stumble over my thoughts? What if I don't say what I want to say? What if I don't get my message across? What if I look stupid? All of that stuff is a fear of being perfect, and it's a form of procrastination, and it's actually a form of criticism as well. So it's all of those things rolled into one. Now I just go, you know what? I want to share my message. I want to get my videos out there. So I'm just going to sit in front of the phone, the camera, the whatever. I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to say what comes into my head. And if I stumble across my words, or it doesn't all go to plan, or I forget things, so what? It doesn't actually matter, because I'm not perfect. And I don't need to be perfect. And I don't try to be perfect anymore, because that perfectionism, that toy that I picked up, that's not solving anything for me. It's not helping me in my life, and it's not something that I want to be playing with anymore. Judging, constantly judging yourself, myself, other people, anything, situations. That's a sharp-edged toy that we have learned throughout our lives that we do not need anymore, and it's time to put down. Anger is a huge one. Feeling sorry for yourself, embarrassment, worrying, anxiety, feeling sad, feeling unworthy, feeling unloved, feeling like your life doesn't matter, frustration, all of those negative emotions and feelings and things that we have learned. We didn't know those things as a child. We came into this world, right? And as children, we would just be like, well, I'm perfect. I'm here. My parents love me. My family love me. My friends are going to love me. I don't care what I have to say. I'm not going to feel any of this kind of, unworthiness or have any of this judgment over people. I'm just here and I'm magical and people love me. And ta-da, here I am. And I'm just going to put myself out there and I'm just going to do it. As a child, that is how we came into the world. We did not care what people thought of us. We just played. We didn't care what people thought of us. We were just excited. We didn't care what people thought of our views. We just had them. We just said things and we just did things, and we did it with joy and we did it with happiness and we did it with excitement. And as you grow and you take on the feelings of the world and the adults around you, even if those adults are trying their best to not show you all of the sharp-edged toys that they're picking up and playing with, even if they are good at hiding that side of themselves, or maybe they've learned, like I have with my kids, maybe they've learned that a lot of this stuff doesn't matter. There are still things in the external world of a child that they are going to pick up on and that they are going to use for themselves and that they are going to play with, and they are the sharp-edged toys that you just need to put down. They are not the toys that we want to play with anymore. And I think that for the start of this, for this week, that's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about all the ways and all the things that you are picking up, that you're playing with, those sharp-edged toys that you do not need in your life anymore. And I want you to start to be aware of them. And so one of the things that you could do, a good exercise that you could do, is you could get a card or a journal or a note on your phone. And I want you to start thinking about all the things, the guilt, the anger, the anxiety, the resentment, the frustration, the fear, the procrastination, the not being perfect, all of those things. Write them down. Think of what you do and what you use that is not serving your inner child. Write it down and put it to one side. And then the second part of this is I just want you to be aware of them. And when another toy that you shouldn't be playing with comes into your awareness or your day, write it down and then put it to the side and become aware of it. And then on the flip side of that, you could have a piece of paper in half, and on one half you could put all those sharp toys that you're not going to play with anymore. And then on the other side of the paper, I want you to think about what your inner child needs, what it wants, what it enjoys, what it likes, and what is going to allow it to feel heard and to feel loved and to feel worthy. And that could be things such as joy, happiness. What else could you put on there? Play, rest, attention from loved ones. They are all things that you need that nurture your soul. And I actually have a video on what I call my natural wiring, and that feeds into this so well that I'm going to link that below for you to go and have a look at. But for me, things that I could put on this side, this self-care side of my paper, would be singing, reading, just allowing myself to be, stillness, meditation, going for a walk in nature, all of those things, going to the beach, going to water. They are all things that you can use to stop. So we've identified the sharp toys that we don't want anymore. We're putting them down, we're putting them away. We are not doing that anymore. That is the old stuff and we're not there now. And then this side of the paper is our joy, it's our connection, it's our space, it's our time, it's our happiness, it's our nurturing. And that is the things that we need to do more of. So just take time, sit with this today, connect to your child, to the child inside. And I'm telling you now, you're going to find it so much easier to do this side than you will to do this side. But some of the other examples I can give you that you could put on the side that you are now going to listen to, the toys that you're going to pick up. These are the ones we're putting down. These are the ones that we're going to pick up. And that could be things like active, enthusiastic, confident, eating cake, right? Those things, again, another thing that could put on this side, the sharp edge toys you want to put down, going on diets, feeling that you're not good enough, all those things that look like self-care that really aren't, that are really sharp edge toys that you need to put down. Eat the cake, have the chocolate, that goes on this side, that makes you feel good. Do not feel guilty about that, that feeds into the guilt. So on this side we've got creativity, free, happy, joy, expressive, lovable, amazing, friendly, empathetic, all of those things that you are and you have always been, your inner being, your essence, they are the things we want to pick up and play with now, not this stuff. We're going to pick up the good stuff and we're going to play with that, and we are going to be that, and we are going to use that to nurture and love your inner child. Doing this exercise, writing down that stuff, having the two sides of the paper, that is a fun exercise that you can do to really connect in to your inner child and to start to listen to it and to start to nurture it and to start to notice it and to start to put away the things it doesn't want anymore and pick up the things that it does. And as I say, your natural wiring, there's clues in your childhood as to a lot of the stuff that should be on this side of your paper. So I am going to link that video down below for you as well. So if you're struggling, have a little watch of that. But I ask you to do this exercise and let me know what it felt like to put down all of that stuff, all of the things on that side that you no longer need, and to pick up and start to play with all of this stuff instead. You know what? When you put that down and pick up this, it becomes a much, much, much kinder, nicer, lovable, just wonderful place to be. And your child gets to be nurtured, and you, as your child, gets to be nurtured. And that's what life's about. And the more you can do that and put down that, the better, the better. Honestly, do this exercise. Let me know how you got on, and I will be back next week with some more. Bye.